Nice. Okay. Please don't pop a muscle. Yeah! Oh my gosh, I heard it. I heard it. Oh my gosh. Boxing KOs with a new twist, heavyweights, and the old bend and snap. What? Today, we are back at it, breaking down and reacting to all of the crazy medical mishaps and gym injuries from workouts gone terribly wrong. All right, let's dive right in. First off, wait a minute. That is a lot of weights. Somebody do the calculation for me. Explode! Oh, no! Oh! It comes down on the lower cervical vertebrae. So the biggest thing that you worry about is, could you actually snap one of the spinous processes off, which are the bones that you can actually feel on your back? And you could. And there's a lot of attachments for ligaments there as well, so it can cause a lot of pain. Then as the bar rolls forward, it smacks the back of his head in the occiput area. If you get hit really hard in the back there, you can actually cause some blurry vision. Oh! Same attempt. Blue plates are classically known to be 45 pounds or about 20 kilograms. Force weight right to the back of the neck can cause not just spinous process fractures, but potentially like transect your cord. You can get bleeding and edema around the spinal cord and cause neurologic dysfunction. So literally be careful with this. Obviously you can't use like neck protectors, but if you're gonna bail out on the weight, get the weight away from you so it doesn't land on you. Oh! I'm only laughing because it's kind of happened to me before. Doing pull-ups, fantastic. Doing a little bit of assistance with the pull-ups, that's a pretty light band, so only taking a little bit of weight off, that's fantastic. But you really got to get it set before using it, otherwise it can snap up and get you, and it got right in the face. Probably cause a little bit of swelling, but you'll heal on its own. You got to be careful with those. You don't want these to hit your eye because you can cause abrasion, a laceration, and just traumatic iritis, which is inflammation of the cells of the eye itself. No, that's a big swell. I'm sorry, but that was like a slow-mo fail. Hyperflexion of the head. You mostly see like avulsion fractures where people will actually, because of the bend, they're still attached ligament-wise and tendon-wise. You'll actually snap off a piece of bone because it's attached to one of those. Typically, they heal pretty well, but obviously they still hurt. We always worry about the spinal cord actually getting injured because you can actually stretch and pull it in different directions that it's not supposed to go, and you can actually cause edema, swelling, and injury to it. Oh! So if that was a plywood box, that would have left a lot of skin on that box. You got to be really careful with jumping on boxes with weights like that in your hand. And in that situation, you have a wall in front of you that you can actually smack his face and head against the wall. Doing a hyperextension, you can snap, again, parts of your vertebral bodies can actually snap. You can cause spinous process fractures. Landed right in the abdomen, kind of low. So you can land and hit the pelvic bones, typically cause some bruising, unlikely any fractures. Oh, geez. No jumping with the door. No, don't do that. Do not do jumping. Do not do kipping pull-ups because they're not made for that. They're made for very static pull-ups. It can unlatch super easy, and then you're falling from a pretty high height. Oh, so you can see immediate grimace to the face, landing right on the lumbar spine. Fractures can happen. You know, the worst case is if there's actually something on the ground and you land, that can actually cause you to have a significant like fracture dislocation and cause severe spinal cord trauma. If you have continued back pain, get to the hospital, get x-rays, make sure you don't have fractures. You know, he could have landed right on his sacrum. The sacrum is a fusion of the bones of the lower back, which can cause significant injury. It can fracture, it can rotate. All right, cool. Gotta wait, medicine ball. That's why a lot of the medicine balls actually are even deadpan, meaning like you throw it down and they just stay down on the ground and then you have to pick it back up. Getting smacked in the chin. We get people who do get injuries where they get hit in the chin itself. You can Due to the trauma, it literally can lacerate your chin. It can split right open. If we see any underlying tissue, we're gonna close it up. The other thing that could also happen is you bite your own tongue by accident. If your mouth is open, you can bust a tooth. And then unlike the concussion, you may get some cervical strain, neck strain, because you whiplash back and then you come through. It's just like a car accident. Soreness in the neck for 1 to 2 days, even 3 days, and sometimes you'll actually get a referral headache. Nice, okay. Please don't pop a muscle. Yeah! Oh my gosh, I heard it. I heard it. Oh my gosh. Using a lifting belt in a situation where you're bench pressing, you probably don't want to do that because you want to actually develop your core muscles. That right pec. Oh yeah. Ouch. You can see that thing pop and tighten right up. You have your pec major and your pec minor. So the pec major is probably the one that just popped, attaching to the humerus itself, your shoulder. That's why, you know, obviously we use our arms to move it so you can cause contraction. Our muscles are stretched, so when it actually ruptures and rips off, it's just like a rubber band, and then just kind of coils right back up. You can have that reattached. It can be fixed. Obviously, go get it fixed or get evaluated. Atlas lift, right? I think that's an Atlas lift. Big ball. Oh, did he tear his bicep?
Oh, it looks like he just tore his bicep.
Oh, even the announcer is like, oh. The distal attachment of the bicep is what ruptures. Biceps, you have 2, right? Triceps, you have 3. So usually one of the heads will rupture right off. You can have surgery to replace it. Once it happens, it's done, it's over, but you won't be able to have function of that arm like you normally would. That muscle would not be able to contract. It probably had a previous injury, small tear, or something that's not, you know, obvious, and then all of a sudden just gave out. We'll see people that come to the emergency department with muscle ruptures every now and then. Typically, it's from somebody who is a little bit deconditioned, somebody who hasn't been so active, and then all of a sudden they're being active again, and then things kind of rupture. The muscles do that as well. Oh, don't lock them out. Oh, it didn't lock out, but legs giving way. Oh my gosh. Not sure where the injury is. Did he snap his femur? Did it occur on the distal aspect? So many different things that could happen with that amount of weight. Just be aware that lifting so heavy and so crazy will potentially increase your risk of arthritis. Putting some weight and stress on the joint is good. Putting too much or excess can potentially lead to further problems down the road. Lifting is good, working out's great. It actually helps build bone and makes bone stronger. Just be careful of your joints. What I take out of this is just be careful, don't overdo it. Work to progress to get stronger, and there's different ways to do it. You don't just have to lift a crazy amount. If you enjoyed this reaction, definitely check out this playlist right here. And as always, make sure that you subscribe, turn your bell notifications on, and hit that like button for me. Thank you so much for watching, and stay healthy, my friends.